This is Saket. On Monday, Vodafone and Idea came out with a strategic announcement. They told they were rebranding both Vodafone and Idea into a brand known as Vi. This was a very important announcement and we will see why. To understand this, we have to go back around 20 years to 1993. When economy was opened up, government started auctioning the spectrums. So if the company had to use the government telecom spectrum, the company had to pay fixed fee to the government. Government took a fixed fee and then told the company you can use our spectrum. This was later changed in 1998 to a variable fee. Government told don't pay us a fixed fee. Instead, you pay us a fee based on the revenue you earn. So if you earn a higher revenue, pay us a higher fee. If you earn a lower revenue, you pay us a lower fee. The fee which the company had to pay to the government was dependent on the revenue the company generated. This was all fine till when there was a point where it created confusion based on the definition of AGR. So what does this AGR mean? AGR is adjusted gross revenue, where the companies have to pay a share of the revenue to the government. So the confusion here was whether the companies have to pay the share of the revenue only on their core operations or core business or on the other incomes as well. This led to a dispute between companies and the government. So the companies told we are going to pay only part of our core revenue. So if I am running a telecom company and if I get certain revenue from my telecom business, I am going to pay part of that revenue only. Government told no. If you are using our spectrum, you will have to pay us share on your total revenue. So what does this total revenue mean? So if a company receives dividend income or the interest income for the cash they have kept in bank or any other income, let's say they sell a building, so they get revenue, or so they generate certain money out of it or cash out of it. So government told you have to pay us a share on all of these. And then the companies disputed, saying that no, we won't pay on all of these, we'll just pay on the core revenue. Whatever we earn using our telecom business, only on that we are going to pay. And this went to the Supreme Court. After almost 20 years, finally a ruling was passed. That was on last week. The Supreme Court ruled that all the companies have to pay the dues on the total revenue, and it went in the favor of government. So the ruling went in the favor of government, and now all the companies which had paid the AGR dues on the revenue from the core operations now had to pay the dues remaining on the non-core operations as well. And these dues were calculated from way long back, which meant that the companies, totally all the companies put together, had to pay around 1.5 lakh crore to the government as AGR dues, including interest. So this was a huge sum, because companies had huge spectrum and they had lot of revenue from their non-core operations, and on all these they had to give share to the government, and this share amounted to almost 1.3 to 1.4 lakh crore. And the worst hit among this was Vodafone and Idea, and they had to pay 58,000 crores to the government as a part of AGR dues on their non-core operations. And now Vodafone and Idea both were separate entities, and together they had to pay 58,000 crores. And it was almost a situation where the company was going to go bankrupt. Both the companies, Vodafone and Idea, both were going bankrupt because they just didn't have so much cash. So finally Vodafone and Idea decided to merge, and after the merger, Vodafone and Idea became the largest telecom company in India with around 420 million users. So now there was Vodafone and Idea, which was the largest telecom company, looking quite good. But what was the problem? Why weren't they still able to pay the dues? So the problem was Vodafone and Idea started losing customer base, and that too quite drastically. So after their merger in 2018-19, Vodafone and Idea, the subscriber base fell almost 25% to around 280 million from 420 million. So this was a significant drop, and the revenue per user also started decreasing. So now there was no way these companies could clear off the due within the time limit given by the Supreme Court. So they again went to Supreme Court for extension. Vodafone and Idea pleaded the Supreme Court to give them some more time, so it was not possible for them to pay the dues right away. So they asked for 20-year time where they are going to make this 58,000 crore payment. Then the Supreme Court told, no, that is not possible, 20 years is too long, but what we are going to do is instead give you 10 years time. So within 10 years you have to make all the payment, and upfront you have to pay 10%. So you pay 10% upfront and remaining payments can be done over the period of 10 years. So this was the final ruling of AGR. And now Vodafone and Idea had to come out with a strategic plan to decide how they are going to go ahead with the business. There was a problem and the subscriber base was falling down drastically. And why exactly was this happening? Even though Vodafone and Idea was merged, people didn't look at them as a single entity. People still saw Vodafone as a separate entity and Idea as a separate entity. So Idea customers didn't go to Vodafone customer service centers in case if they had a problem. Same way, Vodafone customers didn't go to Idea customer care service centers if they had a problem, because they didn't see it as a single brand. And its customer base was falling significantly and they had to arrest it. That's why they came out with this idea of rebranding themselves as Vi. So that is nothing but Vodafone and Idea. So this gives a sense of a single company. We believe this was a very important announcement made by Vodafone and Idea, and this is going to have a pretty huge impact on the company. And with regards to investment or share price, we still don't recommend investing in Vodafone and Idea. First of all, they have huge dues to be cleared. Second, they don't have competitive strength. So after clearing all the dues, they have to later start investing in 5G technology, or they have to start investing in new technology. And even the Vodafone group in UK has told that it is not going to make any further capital investments in Vodafone and Idea India. So that is because it is quite hard for them to maintain the competitive strength, because they have huge deferred liabilities moving ahead, and after payment of all those, they have to start investing in new technology and try to compete with Airtel and Jio. With investment perspective, we still wouldn't suggest Vodafone and Idea, but so this rebranding will definitely give them a pretty good competitive strength to at least survive in the market right now, because people were speculating that Vodafone and Idea would become bankrupt and telecom industry would move towards duopoly, where only Airtel as well as Jio would exist. But this rebranding will definitely help Vodafone and Idea to maintain their competitive strength in the market. Thank you.